Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today Ethan and Susan are joining me to discuss the 2009 movie, directed by Guy Ritchie.
Guy
And
Ritchie!
yeah, yay! And he's gone down the old Conan Doyle route with Sherlock Holmes, um, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law in the lead roles. Um, this was such a successful movie. A sequel was made a couple of years afterwards, and as far as I know, they're in the process of filming the third one as we speak. So
Yes.
it's been a few years since the second one, but last I read, there was doing a third one. So yes, we are
Good.
discussing Sherlock Holmes, Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes. And you can really tell it is a Guy Ritchie movie. It's got his traits all over it. So without further ado, we'll go to opening thoughts. Ooh. Go on then, Susan.
Okay. This movie was just before Sherlock dropped in my life. I really and I was excited to see a Sherlock Holmes movie. And so yeah, I watched this with great anticipation, and I really liked the portrayal of Watson by Jude Law. I thought that he did a great job. He didn't show too much weakness, which is one of the mistakes that a lot of the people who play Watson make, is that they try to show too much weakness. And Robert Downey Jr. didn't do a bad Holmes. It was not shit, and so I really liked it. So yeah, and I liked the color scheme in this. It was muted, dark colors, very Ritchie-esque, and it was and there was a lot of like sort of steampunk elements to it, and so I really liked that. And there were plenty of fight scenes and other things of jeopardy, personal jeopardy of Irene Adler, jeopardy of Watson, jeopardy of Holmes, jeopardy of the Parliament. I mean, there was plenty of jeopardy. Anyway, yeah. And the thing that was really quite delightful about this was the fact that people. One of the things that I liked about this was the fact that even though people panned it for the casting of an American and the lead role, it was it actually felt like London in so many ways. It was so beautifully British. It was great. Much the way I felt about a certain Great Mouse Detective movie we just watched. I mean, there was beautiful scenery. They were constructing the Tower Bridge, which was fun, and they didn't really show Moriarty, but you could feel him in the background. And but they did show Lord Blackwood, and Lord Blackwood was the baddie. And when I saw it the first time, I was like, that's got to be Andy Garcia. And when I saw it again this morning, I was like, that's got to be Andy Garcia. And it's actually Mark Strong, and he was in the Kingsman. And I get it stuck in my head, and I can't, and my gears don't quite go. But this one was so there were so many cool scenes in this, and there was so much great dialogue in this. It was really well written. It was snappy and fun and quite Victorian and steampunk. And so, yeah, I really loved it. And I've, yeah, I like the other portrayals of Sherlock Holmes. I mean, we've got these great, you know, memes of all the people who played Sherlock Holmes throughout the years, and so there have been quite a few, but Robert Downey Jr. didn't unlike what a lot of the people have said, he did not cast aspersions on the character. And he did not treat lightly the words of Arthur Conan Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He didn't do that. So fie on you, all you people who put this shit down. Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I changed my words. Yeah. So yeah, I was I love this movie, and I had thought that that it was that they'd already finished the third one, and I was like, I was arguing this morning that it was actually already done, but that's just because I have the Private Lives of Sherlock Holmes 2, and that was right with these, and so I was like a little confused. But I look forward to the third. I mean, you know, if he can step out of Iron Man and become a super thinker again, or an actual cosmic brain, you know, galaxy brain again, that would be not bad for him, you know. And nobody can do wrong by playing Sherlock Holmes again. Take that.
Well,
back over to you.
Thank you, Susan. As far as the third one, Guy Ritchie's not directing the third one.
Oh, son of a...
I think, as far as I remember, it's Dexter Fletcher who did Rocket Man and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
that's not bad.
Yeah, he's a very good director. I mean, he's a child actor way back in the early 80s. If Ethan may remember Press Gang and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hearing stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's been in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, and
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now, yeah, I remember him now.
I
Yeah.
remember Dexter Fletcher's directing the third Sherlock. But we'll go over to Ethan. Ethan, back over to you.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I remember seeing this at the cinema. I love this one. This is a great Sherlock adaptation. It's got all the tropes of a Sherlock Holmes story from the books, but it adds in a bit of flair to it, like some really good bits, which I'll get to. But yeah, I bloody love this one, and the second one, Game of Shadows, which has possibly my favorite live action Moriarty. My favorite Moriarty will always be Vincent Price's Rattigan. He wins best Moriarty ever, but a close second, and my favorite live action adaptation is Jared Harris as Moriarty.
Jared Harris is going to do the Foundation series. He plays Harry Seldon, so he's going to play another brilliant brain in that one. So go ahead.
But yeah, we'll need to review the second one at some time. But yeah, I love this one. I'll tell you, Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock is the business. He's bloody brilliant, absolutely gold in this. And this wasn't 1 year after Iron Man, so this was like the start of him getting back on track, and he's on top of the world. He was the biggest actor back then. Well, he still is one of the biggest actors ever, but he was now like in the limelight, you know, getting like Iron Man, and then 1 year he's Sherlock. And this was the same year we got Benedict Cumberbatch's series of Sherlock.
Yeah, it
Who I
dropped
also,
right before it, right?
yeah, who I also love as Sherlock. He plays a great modern Sherlock, but and Jeremy Brett plays the perfect classic actual Sherlock from the books. But I gotta admit, I really adore Robert Downey Jr. because he looked the part. He looked really cool in that. He has the bohemian style. That frock coat and hat. He just looks great. That is a great look for him, and he talks really well like Sherlock. And one of the other aspects that I love that you don't quite see, I think you do to a degree, is he incorporates it was a martial arts that he did back in the 1800s, but I forget the name of it. If you guys could find out what that name is, or I'll probably find out in a minute what that martial arts is he does. But I know he incorporates Wing Chun into Sherlock. And Sherlock was a practitioner of martial arts, certain fighting styles.
Baritsu.
That's it, Baritsu. Yeah, he combines Baritsu with Wing Chun, which you see in certain fights, which I'm a practitioner of Wing Chun as well. So seeing all that is great because Sherlock did know martial arts, which you don't really see much him actually incorporating, but he was just great. And Jude Law plays a really great convincing Watson.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between these two is the best. It is so good. And we got two great movies of their relationship as brothers, as said by the fortune teller, not in blood, but brothers. But yeah, and as the story is in this, you've got the fantastic Mark Strong, who again, he can't do wrong. Mark Strong, brilliant actor, and he plays one of the best Sherlock villains ever, which is an original villain for this movie, Lord Blackwood. Who you could imagine, you could sort of imagine a villain like this being in the original books, but as the story is, he's leading a cult and supposedly has dark magic, and he's trying to take over the British Empire. Sounds familiar to a rat.
Yeah.
But minus a robotic queen. Anyway, but yeah. But in this version, he's taken over by magical dark magic means. But as it is, it's just all fake, isn't it? That's what's great about this movie. It just, yeah, there's a reason behind the madness. But yeah, and they have to try and stop him from taking over the British Empire. And I love the color to this. I love the color and tone, and look to this, and I love that kind of music, that sort of real Victorian, grimy, sort of like slow music. That's sort of like I don't know what the instrument is, but is it like some sort of a guitar or something? Yeah, that makes that sort of noise, that sort of soundtrack. But it's a great. But you've got Rachel McAdams, who plays a great Irene Adler in this. But yeah, some really good scenes in this. Some really, as Lee said, it's got Guy Ritchie all over. But it works. It works well for Sherlock Holmes, strangely enough. But yeah, this is a great film. I really do like this one. I think, as I said, out of all the live action ones, I really do like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, there's been some great ones, but Robert Downey Jr. really did a fantastic Sherlock. And this is a great film. And I'm really looking forward to the fact that they are doing a third one, because this could be a series of movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed to see what happens. As Susan said, if he can go from Iron Man back to being a sleuth, then go for it. Let's get some more movies of Sherlock now.
Yeah, I mean, he did great as a superhero, but he stopped being a galaxy brain like
Mhm.
before the Avengers, the end game and the, that whole storyline. And, it would just be
Mhm.
great to have Robert Downey Jr. back being a galaxy brain. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
You done there,
But,
Ethan? Oh, right.
yeah, that's my opening thoughts on Sherlock Holmes. Brilliant movie, fantastic.
Rightio. When this first came out, well, when it was first announced way back in the day, everyone went, "Ooh, Guy Ritchie, Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. What, will it work?" It's,
And it did.
yeah. Well, they say, don't they? An American can't play an Englishman. Blah blah blah. But Robert Downey Jr. did play an Englishman before this, back in the 90s. He played Sir Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. And also, here's another thing. Sorry, we're going back to another review here.
Yeah.
Vincent Price, an American, played
Yeah.
Moriarty.
Yeah.
Well, Rattigan.
Even Downey Jr. said his portrayal of Charlie Chaplin back in the early 90s put him in good stead to play Holmes with an English accent. He had the right to play that because he's played an Englishman before and got away with it and got acclaimed for it, playing Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
So any actor's got the right to play any character. A British actor can play an American character, from fiction or reality. It's just these people just, I don't know, they're a bit weird. But
like to complain.
and as I say, Guy Ritchie's stamp is all over this movie, as we said. You've got the camera angle shots, the quickness of it all, which you get used to with Guy Ritchie from his early days, from all these movies like Snatch and stuff like that. And you've got the camaraderie of Jude Law's Watson and Downey's Holmes breaking point in this movie.
Yeah.
They're going for a very rough patch because someone's trying to split them up, aren't they? What's her name? Is it Mary? Mary. Well, not trying to split them up, but Holmes isn't keen on the idea.
Trying to marry off with Watson.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. You said like brothers, but I don't know. There's something else going on there. I think Holmes is a bit. I think he fancies him a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear Careless Whisper playing.
That makes so much sense. I mean, Sherlock Holmes was a confirmed bachelor, and the only woman he was ever attracted to was Irene Adler.
Yeah.
So chances are really, really strong that he was predominantly gay. If only
So
that would be portrayed once on screen sometime.
You never know. But and as it's been mentioned, Mark Strong, you just can't go wrong. If you cast Mark Strong in a movie, you're going to get some fantastic acting. And he does play mainly villains. I mean, he's Sinestro, Dr. Shiva, Lord Blackwood. I can't remember the character's name, but in Sunshine, he was in that as well, and all these evil characters. But he's such a talented actor, and for me, very underrated and not well known. To be honest,
yeah, that's
it's a shame. about it, but he keeps cropping up in movies. You know, he keeps banging these movies out, so he's doing something right.
Yeah, and whenever he pops up, he always delivers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially this one, he does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once he's when he's there on screen, he's stealing this. He just steals the scene. And you've got some good actors in this, and for Mark Strong to steal the scene from these other actors, you know, it's very, very talented. Yeah, I agree with what you said about the way it's filmed, the color of it all. You do get the sense of Victorian London, you know, the carriages, the horse and cart, and you know, all the bobbies on the beach, cobblestones, yeah. Also, Lestrade as well. Played Eddie Marsan.
Yeah.
Another great British character actor.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he's been in loads and loads of things. So yeah, great cast put together. But you say you've got to, if it's a Guy Ritchie movie, you know you're going to get a Guy Ritchie movie, which you do.
Yeah, yeah. And I like Guy Ritchie films. He always does a great movie.
Yeah, so if it says Guy Ritchie on the tin, you're getting a Guy Ritchie movie, no doubt.
Yeah.
If it's Sherlock Holmes, or you know, if Guy Ritchie one day decides to do his version of Alice in Wonderland,
Turtles.
Alice in Wonderland, or something like that. Don't expect a Disney movie. You know you're going to get a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. So shall we go to favourite things, or things what should have been better, or whatever? Let's go over to Ethan.
Oh, well, as I mentioned about like what I love about Robert Downey's Sherlock is not only does he actually do good martial arts like Baritsu, but he incorporates Wing Chun into it, which works so well. And I love that fight scene, the underground fighting with the big giant guy. And his Sherlock is great. I love it when he just like plans it all out in his head, and you see it all in slow motion. Until then, it's sort of like when it really happens, it's fast paced. I love it just how he's taking like fighting him as they would do back then, the way like bare knuckle boxing or fist fight, street fighting. Then he just takes him down by just going, duh, 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 duh. And the guy goes flying. And I love it when you hear that one person in the audience go, where the hell did that bloody come from? Because they've never experienced it. Because of course back then they had no idea what the martial arts was. They never say anything like it. They're all just like, what was that? But yeah, I like that bit. I love the French villain.
Oh, the big
guy. Yeah, he's been in loads. I can't remember what his name is. He's been in tons of TV shows and movies. He's a great character actor. I remember he played the Master in, not the Doctor Who villain, the Master, but as in the Master from The Strain.
Oh yeah, I know
that vampire TV show. Yeah. But I really loved his character.
Robert Mealy.
Oh, is that his name? Oh.
As Dredger.
Yeah, Dredger, that's it. But he's a great proper Hulking villain. But they have some, like, I love it how Sherlock snaps into French mode, talks to him in French. And that whole fight in the docks is bloody executed perfectly. You know, it's just a great fight, but it's absolutely hilarious. You know, when he gets that lightning rod, you know, shocks him twice. And when he grabs onto the pole, shocks him again, the lightning goes, sends him flying.
He's Canadian. He's a retired WWF wrestler.
Oh.
From 97 to 99. He performed under the name of Kurgan.
Kurgan? What, the Highlander?
So there you go.
Yeah. I thought the Kurgan was Clancy Brown. Anyway. But yeah, that scene with the Frenchman and the fight at the docks is brilliant. Really great scene. I love it, just all the little bits where Sherlock just does his experiments with drugs and stuff, because he was well known for being a bit of a drug addict, you know, taking drugs to help him with cases and stuff like that. That poor bulldog.
Oh,
He's killed him. No, he's not. He's just drugged him up.
What have you done to him this time?
That poor little bulldog. Oh.
yeah. After the credits were over, I was looking for the Humane Society little blurb at the end of the credits, because I was like, what did they do to him?
But trying to think. I love all the little bits to the illusion of Moriarty. I mean, if you're a Sherlock fan, you could sort of guess who it is. You sort of know with the top hat and the way he is, you know it's Moriarty. But I like how it was alluding that he would be the next villain. But I like how he's in shadow. So you think, oh, I wonder who's going to play him.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked. And then he finally reveals himself in the next one. Other favorite moments. Because I don't want to do too many.
He always says this, you know.
I know.
And then-
That's
and then-
Ethan right there. Ethan, what are you doing? Leave us some.
He says that, and then he does another 6.
I'll do one more. I
Right,
do
we're
quite like.
We're counting.
I like the bit when he fights. I mean, there are so many good scenes, but I love it like when Sherlock's up against the sort of Blackwood's lieutenant, the sort of second in command, and it's all like a smoky room, isn't it? And he's like trying to shoot him, isn't he? But he keeps talking and dodging and everything. And he's just sitting there all the time, ain't he? Just with the smoking pipe, cool as anything. Just a smoking pipe, and then jumps out the window.
Which was all planned.
Yeah.
Which was all planned because Lestrade helped him out with the cuffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those are. Just make those my favorite moments for now. There's that many of them. So over to you guys.
Right then. Hopefully Susan can dredge some of these other moments up. Over to you, Susan.
All right. Well, I just have one that is absolutely got to be my favorite moment, and that's when Mary is sitting at the table, and they're at the fine restaurant, and the first of all, he tries to pull his intellect into describing somebody that's out there, and then he turns it on her, and it just it crushes her. I mean, it's just amazing. It's like his description of especially when he gets to the ring at the he talks about her the jewels that she's wearing not being at the house, and like the dress that she was wearing, and he talks about her skin and the things that she's gone through. And then he talks about the ring, and he's like, your husband left you a while ago, but you've kept the ring on, and then she throws the drink in his face, and she gets up from the table, but then by the then my next in that like sort of love triangle, as Lee would put it, it's the later part where she's like, help him solve this thing. Let's get this thing done. And she comes around and she's like, she recognizes his brilliance, and even though he got it wrong that her husband left her, it turns out that her husband had died, and that triggered her. And so that was an amazing, that's what we love about Sherlock Holmes, is that he's able to take these teeny tiny details and just extrapolate the whole thing. Like Ethan was saying with the fight style, like that's really super significant. And then I love it when he's sitting there plucking his violin, and the whole wall behind him is describing just like that, Ethan. And the whole wall behind him is, with the description of what's going on in this case. And, you can see it kind of frames him. I mean, they did beautiful framing. And then, I love the bits where they're in the boat, and, it's all like, he'd never make it in the Navy, but here he was like just home from, having fought in Afghanistan in, I don't know which war that would have been, but it's pretty significant that the boat captain said to Watson, you never make it in the Navy. And that's like the big joke. Also, it's kind of a funny, and it's a sad, and it's a tinged with romance. It's like the Navy was always dealing with like with the relationships better anyway, like especially men's relationships. And so like sailor boys, anyway, so that was, it's a trope, but it's real, and it's part of what clues you into the intimacy of Holmes and Watson. And Mrs. Hudson was great in this, especially when she comes in and offers tea, and the dog is dead and stuff, and she's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, she was great. And then I also liked the portrayal of Lord Coward, and I thought it was great that they named him that, by Hans Matheson. He did, that sort of person in the orbit of Lord Blackwood, because that was great. And I love the bathtub scene also, with the boiling water. I was like, how in the hell did they get it to boil? He's just adding a little water to it. But it was some sort of chemical reaction. Anyway, fantastic, really great. So back over to you, Lee. I think I left you plenty.
Well, yeah, but I'll go back to the Mary thing in the restaurant. She got what she asked for. She forced Sherlock to read her.
I know that.
And he didn't want to do it.
I know. There was that reticence at the beginning, but once he got started,
he couldn't stop.
he came down to the point where she was it crushed her, and just I don't know, it was that that was really my favorite moment, because it was like what you it's kind of the quintessential Holmes moment is when he's reading people.
Mm.
I
But
mean,
it also, it's not just the reading in this, it's when he's thinking, you hear his thoughts and he's planning out his actions. Right, if I do this, if I do that, it'll leave me to do that. If I can pick that up, smash that across there, right, that's what I'll do. And then he does it.
yeah,
As Ethan mentioned with the fighting scene, he planned, he was thinking this, thinking that, pick that up, kick him over there. And that, so we're hearing his thoughts,
yeah.
working it out, which I like. There is the funny scene where he's chained to the bed.
Yeah, this isn't what it looks like.
Yeah, there's a key. There's a key between my legs. The chambermaid runs out. But
Oh my
no,
God.
there's so many scenes. The scene on Tower Bridge,
Yes.
which is still under construction. I mean, it's not often we see Sherlock Holmes movies or any other type of movie set in Victorian London where the bridge is under construction. It's always built, isn't it? It's always built. So it was good to see a fight scene up on the bridge, which was really well done.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
Irons and the gantry, that was incredible.
and the demise of Lord Blackwood as well,
Oh yeah.
which made me laugh was he's hanging on for dear life, and there's Holmes stood there explaining how he did this, how he did that. Just pull me up, man. It wasn't black magic, was it? You paid that guard off. You did this. You did. But
Use this little thing that turned the smoke pink.
yeah. So it was not magic at all. Just pull me up. But yeah, he got his comeuppance in the end. The one scene I did like was when Adler visited him, then left his apartment. What did he do? False nose, coat on, jump out window, run through the streets, follow her in front of the coach. I mean, but you didn't realise that until later on in the movie.
No, it's
Yeah, that was a great bit.
So and when he was doing it, when you go to the movie and there's Watson there, is that a false nose you're wearing, Holmes? Mike, Mike, where you going? Jumps out the window jumps out through into a coal shed or something, wasn't it?
Coal shed to give him the look, ain't it? He just comes out with the look.
he stole Watson's beautiful trench coat.
Yeah.
Oh, how can I make myself look homeless? There's a coal shed.
Yeah, that was a great scene because I mean the coach thing where the guy with the eye patch and all that, you didn't realise it was Downey.
You didn't. No.
Yeah.
You just didn't. And then they said that was explained. It wasn't explained straight away. It must have been a good 30 minutes afterwards in the movie when that was explained.
Yeah.
So you got to have a good memory when watching these things.
Good memory, and you have to be able to see the connections as he's making them. Even if he's telling you what he saw.
Yeah.
You have to be able to connect it back to where it came from in the story.
Yeah.
Because I had to, when I first got the DVD, I had to go through it a couple of times from the bridge scene back to where it came from in the story. I was like fast forwarding and rewinding, trying to figure out where these things, anyway.
But this is
I'm not a galaxy brain, guys.
But this is a Guy Ritchie movie. This is what he does.
True.
And he's well known for doing that sort of stuff in the movies. So anything else anybody like to say about this?
No.
No. All right then. Final say and score, folks. Ethan.
Well, we've all said this is a really good film, and yeah, it's still one of my favorite Sherlock adaptions, and just a great take on it. So I'm going to give this 10 out of 10 electric rods.
Well, there you go.
Not in that way.
Whatever you do on a weekend, Ethan, nothing to do with me.
Well, as they say, like, what is that? I don't know.
Right, quickly moving on. Susan.
Yeah, I'll give this a 9. 9 little ring boxes out of 10. Lost ring boxes, gorgeously encrusted ring boxes out of 10. Because Watson was trying to put a ring on it, and you know, you gotta admire that. And
Gotta put a ring on it.
yeah. And so, you know, that and I really do love Guy Ritchie movies. I can't tell you how beautiful this one is, though, because it is so steampunk, and it's so elaborate, and
I wish there was more steampunk movies, you know.
yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
I love steampunk. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that you fellows loved it too, because if I would have had to argue my point, I was ready for a fight, you two. I thought for sure
Come on, then.
I thought, well, for sure one of you two would say that this was rubbish because of Downey Jr. and you know, the American, but here I present you with my blessings for liking this movie so much.
I always classed Downey Jr. and Johnny Depp as two of the best of modern day American actors.
Yeah.
They,
Definitely.
no matter what they do, because they don't do the norm. You know what I mean? They don't choose those norm roles. They just go out there and pick a role what nobody think they'd play, and I like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's a sign of a good actor.
Yeah.
So, and this is a guy who used to be on Saturday Night Live.
Mm. Yeah.
Not very successfully. But anything else, Susan, before
no, just blessed that you two join me in the love of this film. I'm glad you guys have good taste.
I'll show you mine as well. There you go.
Yeah. Good.
Has yours got Watson in the middle of it?
No, mine's got a black center, so
I don't know why they did that.
That's cool.
Watson.
Yeah.
That's the sequel thing. Right, so what can I give it then? Enjoyed it. It's Guy Ritchie, it's Downey, it's law, it's Victorian, it's steampunk, it's action, it's Mark Strong. It's 10 paralyzed bulldogs out of 10. That brings our little review to a close. So, Susan, Ethan, thanks for talking everything what we could do about the newer version of Sherlock Holmes, the Guy Ritchie interpretation of it. You guys out there, let us know what you thought of this movie. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Let us know. let us know if you've got a suggestion of what we could do in the future. Review, because we do audio, we do TV, we do movies. You know, we do it from any era really, from the 1920s. We have done from 1920s up to the modern day. So we are a very varied group of people what watch very varied movies, TV stuff. And as I say, we do love our audio dramas, don't we, Susan?
Absolutely love them.
Yeah, we do. So please, if you want to be in on our
And this weekend, this
yeah.
weekend, on Monday, we will be reviewing the Prophet, what's it called?
The Prophet in the Rain.
The Prophet in the Rain by Big Finish, Sherlock Holmes. And so please, if you'd like to join us for The Prophet in the Rain, let us know. We've got a couple days and we can get you all set up with our thing to get involved with that. That would be really great. We're recording on Monday.
Yeah. Not that this will go up before Monday, but thanks for that, Susan. I just thought I'd let us do her a little spiel there and then bring her down.
Oh dear.
But what was it? Yeah, I'm back on track.
Yeah, he's the big brute of the group. He smacks us down when we're on our high horse. It's
yeah, but it just shows that you're involved, Susan. That you want everybody to be involved.
It's true. It would be really fun to talk about.
I could have stopped you right at the beginning of that little speech there, but no, I thought, no, I'll let you carry on and make you look like a little fool. But anyways, back on track. If you guys out there want to be in this madhouse on our casts, or in our little group, please leave us a message. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on my Instagram, and we're on YouTube as well. So you leave a message on the video as well on YouTube. And if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, please remember to press the bell notification button, so like that. And every time a video comes up, you'll get notified. So until next time, we don't know what we're doing next week yet because we haven't decided. But me and Susan will have a chat. And we will find out between us what we want to do, because we have the deciding saying what goes on here now, because we are we're the elder statesman of the group because we've been here the longest.
I happen to be one of the oldest members of the group, but anyway,
she's the oldest. Not one, he is the one. So until next time, please be safe, and we'll see you whenever we decide we're going to put something up. Of course, I'm rambling now. My cue card's gone.
All right, here we go.